Good morning, kiddos. Since I can't be here, I thought I'd send you a little video of encouragement before you head off for the weekend. Monday and Tuesday are the STAAR testing days. I will be here on those days, so I will see you then, but I wanted to remind you a few things about the reading test before you go for the weekend. One of the most important things for your test is to know about the strategies. Of course, we've got our poetry strategies, our fiction strategies, and as I moonwalk backwards, we have our non-fiction strategies, which you know are very, very important. Strategies for non-fiction are super important because we need to be able to identify the genre. In non-fiction, remember, we always annotate everything because every paragraph has a purpose and is important. Yeehaw! Now let's talk about one of my favorite genres, poetry. Woohoo! Poetry is super important because we need to make sure we identify whether it is lyrical or free verse, or if it's narrative, and narrative has a setting. Those are important to know because every single stanza and word in poetry is there for a reason. So, if the author included it, it's probably purposeful. Alright guys, let's talk about fiction. Now, for annotating for fiction, remember, we don't need to annotate every paragraph. Because the mode is fiction, we only need to talk about the changes that are happening inside the text, or the plot, which are the events that happen. And don't forget when they ask about summary that we're answering it as somebody wanted but so then. Okay guys, point of view. Do not forget that that's one of your corners for whenever you're doing a test taking strategy for all text. Point of view changes. If we're talking about first person, you read it like you're a character in the story. Like I'm talking right now, I use words like I and we. If we're talking about second person, it's like the author is talking directly to you. Okay? So it's almost like the author is speaking to you in person. In third person, we use he, she, it, they, or address the different characters by name. Remember, you cannot identify point of view inside quotation marks. You have to look outside quotation marks. Okay? Don't forget to write first, second, or third, and then underline it, and then add from whose point of view. If it's first person, it could be from a character. If it's third person, it'll be from the narrator. Okay, now let's talk about author's purpose. How fitting is this music for author's purpose? Don't forget, if it's fiction or poetry, it's to entertain. If it's non-fiction, it'll be to inform. And then we have different text structures set up, okay, about how we inform. So for example, if the author's explaining something, if it's describing something, are we comparing a problem or solution? So don't forget the author's purpose because we've all talked about how important it is to understand that. There'll be lots of author purpose questions on nonfiction text. Okay guys, I did want to talk about a few more things. Don't forget to identify with every picture in the text box why it's included inside the text. There's got to be a reason that they put it in there. Now, ending on the strategy note, don't forget when you do answer your test or you bubble it in, don't forget to make your answers dark and neat. They need to be clean, and it's a robot that's going to be grading these, and so they can't tell the difference between a half erased answer and a fully dark answer. So make sure you be very careful about bubbling in very neatly. I did want to let you know that I'm very proud of all of y'all for all the hard work you've put in this year. I want you to enjoy today, but be a good sport. Treat each other kindly and lift each other up today as we prepare for Monday. Before you leave today, the room must be neat and orderly with no words written on the boards around the room. So if one of the students can go around and make sure that all my boards are completely wiped clean, all the desks need to be in order and the chairs need to be pushed in so that when I walk in on Monday morning ready for the test, everything looks perfect. Okay? Don't forget to eat a good breakfast on Monday morning. Get plenty of rest this weekend. Enjoy yourself, and I will see everyone bright and early Monday morning. Have a good weekend. Bye, guys.